Imagine waking up tomorrow morning completely immune to the stress of traffic jams, the anxiety of social media notifications, and the overwhelming pressure of modern life's endless demands. Picture yourself moving through your day with unshakable inner peace, making decisions with crystal clear focus, and responding to challenges with wisdom rather than reactive emotion. This isn't some fantasy, it's the practical promise of Stoicism, a 2,300-year-old philosophy that's more relevant today than ever before. Welcome to a journey that will fundamentally change how you experience daily life. I'm here to show you that Stoicism isn't just ancient theory gathering dust in philosophy textbooks. It's a powerful, practical toolkit for navigating the chaos of the 21st century. From the bustling streets of ancient Athens to the boardrooms of Silicon Valley, from Roman battlefields to your morning commute, these timeless principles have helped millions of people find calm in the storm and clarity in confusion. But let's be honest, when most people hear the word Stoic, they picture someone emotionally cold, detached, or indifferent to life's pleasures. This couldn't be further from the truth. True Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming a robot. It's about developing emotional intelligence, building mental resilience, and learning to focus your energy on what truly matters. It's about becoming more human, not less. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, who used Stoic practices to lead the Roman Empire while maintaining his humanity and wisdom. Consider Epictetus, who transformed from a slave into one of history's most influential teachers by applying these very principles. Or look at modern examples, athletes who use Stoic techniques to perform under pressure, entrepreneurs who apply ancient wisdom to build successful companies, and everyday people who've discovered that happiness isn't about controlling external circumstances, but mastering their internal responses. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its simplicity and practicality. You don't need to retreat to a mountain monastery or spend years studying complex texts. These are tools you can use immediately. While stuck in traffic, during a difficult conversation with your boss, when facing a major life decision, or simply when you want to start your day with greater intentionality and peace. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, we're constantly bombarded with things we can't control: other people's opinions, economic uncertainty, global events, even the weather. Stoicism teaches us the liberating art of distinguishing between what's within our control and what isn't, then investing our mental and emotional energy wisely. This single shift in perspective can eliminate enormous amounts of unnecessary suffering and anxiety from your life. Today, we're going to explore simple, practical exercises that you can integrate seamlessly into your daily routine. These aren't abstract concepts. They're concrete tools that will help you respond rather than react, think clearly under pressure, find meaning in difficult situations, and cultivate genuine contentment that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Whether you're dealing with workplace stress, relationship challenges, financial worries, or simply the general overwhelm of modern living, these ancient practices offer surprisingly modern solutions. So let's embark on this transformative journey together. Let's discover how the wisdom of ancient philosophers can become your daily superpower, helping you build the calm, focused, resilient life you've always wanted. The Stoics believed that philosophy should be medicine for the soul, and you're about to experience exactly what they meant. Now that we've glimpsed the transformative potential of Stoicism, let's dive into the cornerstone principle that makes everything else possible. This is the foundation upon which all Stoic practice rests, and mastering it alone can revolutionize how you experience every single day. It's deceptively simple, yet profoundly life-changing. The dichotomy of control. Picture this scenario. You wake up on an important day. Perhaps you have a crucial presentation at work, or a first date, or a medical appointment you've been anxious about. You check your phone and discover that your city is experiencing unexpected severe weather. Traffic is completely snarled, your carefully planned outfit no longer seems appropriate, and that perfect hair day you were counting on? Forget about it. Your stress levels immediately spike. Your mind starts racing with worst-case scenarios, and before you've even left the house, you're already emotionally exhausted. This is where most people get trapped, fighting reality, wasting precious mental energy on circumstances completely beyond their influence. But here's where Stoicism offers us a radically different approach. The ancient Stoics discovered something revolutionary. Our suffering doesn't come from external events themselves, but from our judgments and reactions to those events. As Epictetus wisely taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let's break this down into practical terms. In any situation, there are essentially three categories of things: those completely within your control, those completely outside your control, and those where you have partial influence. The weather? Completely outside your control. Other people's opinions, actions, and decisions? Outside your control. The past? Definitely outside your control. Even many aspects of your future. Economic conditions, political changes, natural disasters, largely beyond your direct influence. But here's what is within your control, and it's more powerful than you might realize. Your thoughts, your responses, your choices in each moment, your effort and preparation, your values and principles, and most importantly, your perspective on whatever happens. This might seem like a small list compared to everything you can't control, but these few elements are actually the source of all genuine power and peace in your life. Let me share a practical example of how this works. Imagine you're stuck in that traffic jam I mentioned earlier. The typical response involves frustration, honking the horn, checking your phone obsessively for alternate routes that don't exist, and arriving at your destination already stressed and depleted. But a Stoic approach looks entirely different. You recognize immediately that the traffic is completely outside your control. Fighting it is like arguing with gravity. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your breathing, your thoughts, perhaps using this unexpected time to listen to something educational or simply practice being present. This isn't about passive resignation or pretending to be happy about inconvenient situations. It's about strategic wisdom, investing your limited mental and emotional energy where it can actually make a difference. When you stop wasting energy fighting unchangeable realities, you suddenly have enormous resources available for the things that truly matter and that you can actually influence. The Stoics had a beautiful metaphor for this. Imagine you're an archer. You can control your stance, your aim, your technique, and the quality of your preparation. You can choose the best bow and arrows available to you. You can practice diligently and focus completely on your target. But once you release that arrow, factors beyond your control take over. Wind conditions, the movement of the target, even the imperfections in your equipment. A wise archer focuses entirely on perfecting what they can control and accepts whatever results follow. This principle transforms everything: relationships, career challenges, health concerns, financial worries. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to control other people's responses, you focus on being the kind of person you want to be regardless of how others behave. Instead of anxiously obsessing over outcomes, you pour your energy into excellent preparation and wise action, then accept whatever results emerge with equanimity. In our next section, we'll explore the first practical exercise that will help you implement this life-changing principle immediately. But for now, simply begin to notice throughout your day. Where are you spending mental energy on things outside your control? What would change if you redirected that energy toward what you can actually influence? Now that you understand the foundational principle of what you can and cannot control, let's transform this philosophical insight into concrete daily practice. I'm about to teach you the most powerful exercise I know for developing Stoic wisdom, one that you can use immediately in any situation to find clarity and peace. It's called the Circle of Control exercise, and it's going to become your mental compass for navigating life's inevitable challenges. Here's how it works, and I want you to try this right now as I guide you through it. Think of a current situation in your life that's causing you stress, anxiety, or frustration. Maybe it's a relationship conflict, a work deadline, a health concern, or a financial worry. Got something specific in mind? Good. Now, imagine drawing 3 concentric circles in front of you, like a target with 3 rings. The innermost circle represents your zone of complete control. This is where you have total authority and influence. In the center, write down everything about your situation that you can directly control. Your effort, your attitude, your preparation, your responses, your choices about how to spend your time and energy, the words you speak, the actions you take. Be specific here. If your stress is about a job interview, you control your preparation, your punctuality, your appearance, your honesty, and your follow-up. You control how much you practice, how well you research the company, and how you manage your nervousness. The middle circle is your zone of influence, things you cannot directly control, but where your actions can have some impact. This might include other people's opinions of you, the outcome of your efforts, your reputation over time, or the general direction of certain situations. Using our job interview example, you can influence the interviewer's impression through your preparation and authenticity, but you cannot control their final decision, their mood that day, or whether they've already decided on another candidate. The outer circle contains everything completely outside your control, the vast realm of external circumstances that will unfold regardless of your wishes or efforts. The weather, other people's choices and reactions, economic conditions, your past mistakes, other people's past actions, natural disasters, political changes, and countless other factors that shape your environment but remain entirely beyond your direct influence. In our interview scenario, this includes the company's internal politics, budget constraints you're unaware of, or the qualifications of other candidates. Now comes the transformative part. Look at where you've been spending your mental and emotional energy. Most people exhaust themselves worrying about and trying to control things in that outer circle, the realm of no control. They lose sleep over other people's opinions, obsess over outcomes they cannot guarantee, and waste precious life force fighting unchangeable realities. But here's your new practice. Every time you notice your mind drifting toward the outer circle, gently redirect your attention back to the center. Let me give you a real-world example of how this transforms daily experience. Sarah, a client of mine, was consumed with anxiety about her teenage daughter's choices. She was losing sleep, constantly arguing, and feeling like a failure as a parent. When we applied the circle of control exercise, everything shifted. Sarah realized she was spending 90% of her energy trying to control her daughter's decisions, clearly in the outer circle. Instead, she redirected that energy toward the inner circle, being a consistent, loving presence, setting clear boundaries, modeling the behavior she wanted to see, and taking care of her own emotional well-being so she could respond rather than react. The magic happens when you consistently practice this redirection. Your stress levels drop dramatically because you're no longer fighting unwinnable battles. Your effectiveness increases because you're focusing your energy where it can actually make a difference. Your relationships improve because you stop trying to control other people and start controlling yourself. And perhaps Most importantly, you develop what the Stoics called ataraxia, a deep, unshakable tranquility that comes from aligning your efforts with reality. This isn't a one-time exercise, it's a daily practice, a new way of thinking that becomes stronger with repetition. Throughout your day, whenever you feel stress or frustration arising, pause and ask yourself, which circle am I focusing on right now? If you find yourself in the outer circle, take a deep breath and consciously redirect your attention to what you can actually control. This simple shift, this moment of conscious choice, is where true freedom begins. In our next section, we'll explore how to use your breath and body as anchors for staying present and centered, especially when external circumstances threaten to pull you into reactive patterns. But right now, I encourage you to practice this circle of control exercise with whatever situation you chose earlier.